Godfather clock ticked away the seconds in the silent kitchen, each one echoing like a hammer blow in Harold's mind. It had been 3 months since the freak car accident that took his wife Emily. Every day since, it felt like an eternity. At 55, Harold was lost, adrift in a sea of grief, clinging to the wreckage of his past life. His days were empty, his nights haunted by memories of laughter and love. He found himself wandering the woods behind their home, seeking solace in the quietude, hoping to outrun the demons that hounded him. It was on one of these aimless walks that he heard it, a soft, whimpering sound, barely audible over the rustle of leaves. Harold followed the sound, his heart pounding in his chest. Behind a thicket, he found a black Labrador chained to a tree, its coat matted and eyes filled with fear. The dog's tail thumped weakly against the ground as Harold approached, a tentative greeting. Harold loosened the chain, his heart aching at the sight of the raw, chafed skin beneath. The dog looked up at him with grateful eyes, and Harold felt a spark of something he hadn't felt in months. Purpose. Harold named the dog Max, and over the next few weeks the two became inseparable. Max's presence filled the empty spaces in the house. Max's warm body pressed against Harold's leg each evening, a comfort rather than an intrusion. Harold found himself looking forward to waking up, to seeing Max laying on the bedroom floor. Harold's suicidal thoughts that had once plagued him began to fade, like a bad dream dissolving in the light of day. One sunny afternoon, Harold decided to take Max to the park. He clipped on the leash and they walked side by side, Max's tail wagging happily. At the park, Harold unclipped the leash, watching as Max bounded off, nose to the ground, tail wagging furiously. Harold smiled. He had not smiled and felt this good since Emily passed away. Harold pulled a ball from his pocket and threw it across the park. Max tore after it, ears flapping, joy evident in every line of his body. He snatched up the ball and kept running, straight towards the nearby forest. Harold chuckled, shielding his eyes from the sun as he watched Max disappear into the trees. A couple of days later, Harold found himself back at the park, Harold sitting on a bench lost in thought. Suddenly, a ball dropped at his feet. He looked up, startled, and saw a German shepherd standing a few feet away. The dog's eyes were intense, almost knowing. Harold picked up the ball, his heart racing. It was the exact same ball he had thrown for Max. The German shepherd turned and ran off into the woods, disappearing just as Max had. Harold felt a chill run down his spine. The encounter left him feeling uneasy, a sense of the surreal lingering in the air. He couldn't shake the feeling that something strange was happening, something beyond his understanding. A few days later, Harold went for a walk in the forest. The familiar crunch of leaves under his feet was oddly comforting, a reminder of the simple pleasures he had once taken for granted. As he walked deeper into the woods, he heard it again, a soft whimpering sound about 20 feet away. His heart pounded in his chest as he moved slowly towards the sound, not being sure what he would find this time. Harold woke up in a stark white room, feeling groggy and out of sorts. The nurse came in to check on him, and Harold's heart leapt to his throat when he saw her. The nurse looked like Emily. With a clinical efficiency that belied her familiar appearance, the nurse administered Harold's medication, syringing his sleep medication into his IV bag. Harold felt the cold liquid enter his veins, plunging him back into a fitful sleep, only to wake up and repeat the process again and again and again.